what's up, guys? It's Optic Retals. Today I am back with the RLCS Spring 3 22-23 regional recap. It's been about a month since one of these. If you followed along, then it was a pretty good weekend. You can tell by my voice, I bet. I apologize now that, I haven't been very consistent with my YouTube schedule. I haven't been very consistent with my Twitch schedule, but it's all for this reason. I kind of shut out the world for 2 weeks. You could ask my mom. She was texting me like, "Where are you?" Because I was just that shot right there was unfortunate, by the way. Because I just I wanted this bad. This was, I said on the interview, the most important regional of my life, most important tournament of my life. Winning we're out of the season, or losing we're out of the season. Winning we have a chance still, and we still have a chance. We're going to Boston, so try and clinch that world spot there. But that's not what we're here for. We're here for the recap. As you know, I go over all the series we played, talk about them, give you the insight. And yeah, this was the most stressful 2 weeks of my life. Not even close. But without further ado, we get into the regional. So, before this regional, we are 4th place. Right behind us, interesting aerial Retals. Right behind us was FaZe and Gen G. I think we were at 27. They were at 26 points. So, what we're told from Direct the Stats, man, shout out him, is that top 3 clinches us to major, no matter what. Top 4 gives us like a 95% chance, and top 6 gives us like 60 to 70%. And that is before any results. So, we have Shopify first round, which honestly, pretty tough first round. It's not, out of all of the first round matchups, one of the harder ones, and I mean deserved. I think we were the 7 seed, they were the 10 seed, so it wasn't supposed to be easy. Big shout out to that team, especially I think Parth. It's gonna be really good one day. One of my boys as well. I got a lot of respect for him, but we come in, we game plan him really well. Our practice has been very, very, very good this week, which I'm proud of the boys for, especially AJ, because sometimes he has a tend to not be able to take it as serious. He took it completely serious. I had no complaints about him in the last 2 weeks, which, is huge. I'm very proud of him. He's been a very, very, very good teammate recently. Someone that, helped us improve a lot. I would say he's our MVP. Of course, he's already our MVP mechanically, but I think he's our MVP mentally this week. So, play Shopify. It is the ugliest RLCS series of all time. Don't watch it. AJ scores a clutch double in game 1 to kind of set the tone, and they win game 2. I score a nice flip reset in game 3, and we take it home in 4. It could have been a lot cleaner, and I was kind of worried because it was so messy that it would kind of translate into our complexity series, which is a team we've lost to I think 3 times now, back to back to back. But we play this complexity team for top 6. That was my best play of the weekend, by the way. We play this complexity team for top 6. We win this, and we probably make the major. So that's what we're thinking, at least. So we're like, all right, everyone lock in. We stratted for them already. We game plan for everyone in our little quartet because we had a month. So, there were 3 teams, Shopify, Complexity, and Axel, that we had a high chance of playing. So, we game planned for them, and we came out, games 1 and 2, played exactly what we needed to do. I think we won like 5-0, 2-0. It was great. It was very dominant. It was just, they didn't look good because of how, dirty and not reckless, but how aggressive we were. It was making them panic. It was making them have bad touches. And it looked really good leading into game 3. It got a little messy after that. I don't exactly remember what happened, to be honest. Dude, when you play enough of these series, your brain just becomes mush. I don't remember, but I do remember game 5 overtime, AJ clutching up to deny the reverse sweep. But, I mean, game 5, we were up 2-1 with 5 seconds left. They go for an edge roll bump. We double commit. We have to. And then it's tough after that. So, however, we take down Complexity, one of our boogeymen this split. And we're guaranteed top 6. So we're all right. We're in a great spot. But not really. FaZe gets upset, sent to the lower bracket, which doesn't help us because Furia. V1 gets upset by Koi, which doesn't really help us because G2 now. SSG beats Gen G, which doesn't really help us because SSG is there now. So our 5th, 6th being a 60-70% chance now turns into that being like a 30-40% chance. So we run into SSG, which is a team that, if I'm completely honest with you, we were very, very confident against. We thought, all right, dude, we thought Shopify was going to be a harder series than we thought SSG was going to be. We had the game plan for them. We knew exactly what they were going to do. And they came out, and they did it. The biggest thing was they were not nearly as nervous as us, and it showed. They were all over us. Us and SSG have pretty similar game plans. They executed it 10 times better than we did that series. I mean, it wasn't close. We let Arsenal go wherever he wanted. We let LJ score whatever he wanted. It just wasn't. It was not a fun series. We were getting dominated. And to be honest, I think we were a little nervous because we knew if we lost that, we were going to fall into FaZe, which is a team historically we don't have a great matchup against. But that's what happens. We fall into FaZe, and the scenario now is if we lose the FaZe, we are out unless unless Furia loses out, gets top 3, which didn't happen, or FaZe beat G2, which we'll never know. We really will never know. So we're pretty nervous for this match, but we had a nice hour break in between the SSG and this series. So put on another replay. We had an hour break and we got to talk a lot. We got to put it on the table, and sometimes you do need those hard losses because it was, it was bad mentally. It was bad stylistically. As a team, none of us are good players that series. None of us are good teammates that series, which is the big part. I didn't do my job in hyping them up. Neither of them did their job and staying with me, and it was bad from all three of us. And that's not a diss on Magic. It's not a diss on AJ. It's a diss on myself just as much as them. I take a lot of blame for that though, because I'm supposed to be the one that holds them up, and it wasn't. So this was an unfortunate goal, by the way. So we were running into a FaZe clan. Got the game plan for them. We watched their series against Fury. We see how they lose. And the first 3 games, we did exactly what we needed to. We didn't change a single thing in between the entire series. We just stopped messing up. Games 1 through 3, you can find it. You can pinpoint the goals I'm talking about. Me and Magic Bear made like 2 or 3, I think it was like 2 mechanical mistakes each, or decision mistakes each, and they costed us games. It's, again, no shout to Magic, because I did the same thing. I probably did more than he did that series. But, going into that timeout, I have a comms video coming out tomorrow, hopefully. Yeah, it should be tomorrow. So you'll see. But, Greg kept us up. We talked about it. And I'm very, very, very proud of AJ, because I think historically, and definitely before this Optic team, I think he would have given up. I think on a FaZe Clan team, I think on one of his rogue teams, I think he would have given up. But I like to think that he's better mentally here than he ever has been before, and he stayed with me. I mean, his attitude didn't change at all. Maybe faltered a tiny bit in Game 4, but as soon as we got that dub, he was back. He was like 100% with us, which I respect a ton. Especially, said in my interview, but him being as good as he is and seeing his teammates mess up that much in the first 3 games and still keeping that energy, I mean, the win was all because of him. If he doesn't, we lose. So, big part of him mentally. And we reverse sweep a FaZe clan with probably the best player in the world in a best of 7, which, my second best of 7 reverse sweep of all time. First one being against Oxygen with LJ back in the day. It was an unreal feeling. I mean, you'll see the emotions tomorrow in the comms video, because I can't describe them. You'll just have to see for yourself. But we take down FaZe. That win clinches us for the major. Now we play G2. G2 has to win to stay in the major contention. This is the game 6 you're seeing right now when we're up 3-2 in the series. And I do feel for this G2 team, because I know what it feels like. Because we had no pressure on us. We already qualified for the major. They have all the pressure on them. They need to win the series. And that's kind of how our series was with SSG in the uppers. We have everything to lose. They have nothing to lose, which is such a nice way to play, because you can tell that this G2 team was a little nervous. They were a little off. And we just weren't, maybe game 1, but after that we were full confident. And, I mean, you see this play right here from Magic and AJ. They're pre-jumping each other and stuff. So it's a tough spot to be in psychologically. But, You know, it's how it goes. We were the more consistent team the first 2 regionals. That's just how it works. So we take down the G2 team in 6. This is the game 6 you're seeing right now. Hit a nice shot in at that 0 seconds. You'll see it coming up. But yeah, I mean we run into that SSG. They lose to Furia. This is for lower finals to make top 2, and we come out. We play our game, and I think I had a slow start to the series. I think games 5, 6, and 7, 6 and 7, I was much better than I was the rest of the series. But that wasn't. I don't think that was a mechanic thing. I think it was more of like a playstyle thing. And I'm gonna work on that. We're gonna work on that before the major. Game 7 overtime against the #1 seed in NA. What can you do? You can't win them all. To be upset about our consistency this split, where we got a 3rd, a 5th, 6th, and then a 3rd again, is only losing to regional finalists. Regional finalists in the last 4 regionals, including last split, Winter 3, our 7 losses have come from the finalists, which obviously you're going to win them. I'm not saying that we're not looking to win those, but it's nice to see that a team that finished 13th, 16th, 2 regionals in a row last split, team that didn't change a thing players-wise, same players, that just changed up a game plan, changed up a mentality. To see that we can be this consistent now, considered one of the most consistent teams in NA, it's a great feeling. And, it's all to Magic and AJ. This is, I've always preached a system, I've preached a culture, and I haven't been able to get that, and this is the closest I've been able to get to that. They both, MB especially, has bought in from the start. I knew it was always going to be harder to get AJ to buy in just because of his status, how good he is as a player, but I'm getting him. And, I think he's seeing the results of it, and not to say that this is my system or anything, but, big shout out to Raw Greg and Kevpert, our analyst, as well, because this is where we want to be. We're in a great spot. We got the major coming up. If you haven't seen the bracket, look at the shot. Ooh. If you haven't seen the bracket, we play Ninjas in Pajamas, the 2nd seed from Sam. Should be a good match. It's not going to be easy, but should be. We'll be ready. And then if we win that, we play Moist or Furia. So, we got, I like our bracket of the major. That's 2 weeks until then, or 3 weeks until then. So, expect consistent, Rocket League videos every day from now on. I have no regional to, hunker down for. I can breathe a little bit. Comms video versus FaZe tomorrow. Be on the lookout for that. I appreciate all the love always. I hope to see the green wall in Boston. And I'll see you guys next time. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Back. See you guys next time.